Hi and welcome to my video. I'm just going to be showing you around my new stamp collection. I started stamp collecting in the 1980s as a child. I wasn't very good at it. I had a world collection, but my sister used to send first day covers to me. At lunchtime at work, she'd go to the post office, put the stamps on the envelope and post them out to me. I don't know, I've moved house over the years and those kind of things, and things have got lost. But I was thinking about them, and I went on eBay and I was having a look down there. I saw how incredibly cheap they were, so I started buying them. And I collected all of the first day covers of the 1980s when I was a child. So then it got me thinking, why not broaden out my collection? So I started looking on YouTube. I found a really good channel called John Collects Stamps, and he's a collector, just an ordinary collector, and he collects British stamps. And he's not intimidating about the way he goes about it, and he explains. It's very knowledgeable, and it gave me an idea. Go on eBay, see what's there, and start your own little collection. And that's exactly what I've started doing. So first of all, I bought for £30 a partial stock book. It's probably part of somebody's collection. So there's Victorian stamps there, Edwardian, some George V stamps, and nothing incredibly rare, but so much help to start building my collection. And they all went up to 1970. So the advent of decimal stamps. I suppose these were issued in 1970, just before decimalisation came into Britain. But it was a really great help in starting off my collection. So I bought, as John's recommendation, a Stanley Gibbons Collect stamp book, so that I could catalogue and classify the stamps that I had. And it shows you all the details in here, the dates, colours, perforations, watermarks. A really interesting, very simple book. Not all the stamps that were ever issued are in here, but it gives a really good indication of the stamps that are there for collectors. So on eBay, I bought an empty stock book, an old-fashioned dealer's book that when I was a child, you'd go into a dealer's and they'd have these books on the shelves, and dealers were very sniffy in those days. They wouldn't let you have a look, and they're quite a dream really to look inside them. So the first things that I bought were these penny blacks. A penny black and a 2 penny blue. they're really the first stamps that ever came out in the world for the universal penny postage. And that meant that you could send a letter as long as it was under 1 ounce, that's 28 grams in metric, and it would get to the person the next day. Or if it was slightly heavier, 56 grams or 2 ounces, you could pay 2 pence. And a first class stamp costs today about £1, and I believe that the equivalent of 1 penny is about 40 pence in today's money. So what I've got here is what I've cannibalised from that stockbook, and I've tried to arrange them by year and set date. So after the penny black came out, these penny red stamps came in, and a slight variation of that twopenny blue. So the initial penny red was imperforated. Now there's very many plates and colour variations of these, but they're not really what I intend to collect. But it's lovely having a few of them. Now, with these Victorian stamps, I imagine that there's going to be a lot of gaps in my collection. Some of them are very, very expensive and far out of my reach. But I'll keep looking, and I'll try and fill gaps as they come along. And there's some really, really beautiful stamps here. This from, if I just focus, oh no, this stamp here is from 1873. It's a lovely shade of blue, and a 2.5 pence stamp. Let's try and get that. And something like that, not expensive, on eBay, would probably cost about £7, but I'd got it. It in the stockbook, and coming over here, these are a halfpenny stamp and a different penny stamp from 1880. The halfpenny stamp became more popular as people started sending postcards out. You could send a postcard for a halfpenny, and it would get there the next day. And also for cards, Victorians loved sending cards, so you could use it for cards as well. And there's another 1 penny that replaced the penny red. So after that, oh gosh, you shouldn't really handle stamps like this, I know. Comes the penny lilac, and that there's also quite a number of shade variations in this. Some collectors just collect all the shade variations. But as far as the simple catalogue's concerned, there's only two variations of that. One with 16 dots around the edge and another with 14 dots. So coming across, these are the 50th Jubilee set of Queen Victoria. She came to the throne in 1837, and these were brought out to coincide with that. I'm missing a few there. I'm missing a 9p stamp and a 10p stamp and a £1 stamp, which is also very expensive. And there's some Edward VII stamps here. There's also variations of those, colour variations. And skipping over to George V, these are also colour variations, watermark variations. I'm missing quite a few there. And this is the first definitive issue in 1812. And seahorses there. And another set of definitives, very, very similar to those, but with a block cipher hallmark, watermark. Going across the British Empire exhibition stamps, there's I think 1.5p missing there, and the same issue again, but for 1825. Palatic exhibition, missing the £1 stamp, and another definitive issue of George V there, and I think yes, another issue of the seahorses there that I haven't got. There's the Silver Jubilee stamps, and moving across, we have Edward VIII, who abdicated and became the Duke of Windsor. As far as I know, there's only that set and 3 stamps that have the watermark upside down. When he abdicated, his brother, the Duke of York, took to the throne, and that's his coronation stamp with the late Queen Mother there. That's his definitive set, set high values. I'm missing a colour variation there, and I think a colour variation of the 10 shilling and a pound stamp. So there's the 1940 issue to celebrate 100 years of the Universal Penny Post, Queen Victoria's head on. This is a war issue set of definitive stamps, lighter shades, so that the printers didn't have to use as much ink. There's Victory issue. There is the wedding anniversary of the King and Queen, and that's missing a £1 stamp. It's quite large, very beautiful. And Olympic Games issue, and the Universal Postal Union, and 1950, another colour change to the definitive stamps, and high value set, also missing a £1 stamp, and finally the Festival of Britain. The Queen Elizabeth set is quite patchy, really. So that will take time, I think, to fill in the blanks. The Queen Elizabeth commemorative issues also feature phosphorus covered stamps. The bands of phosphor in the corners of the stamps that help the mechanised sorting process. So that's those. So thank you very much for indulging me, and I'll leave a link to John Collects Stamps' channel, which is very interesting. And thank you very much. Bye for now. Bye bye.